Shake it. Watch yourself.
Oh yes, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Taron, great to see you. Congratulations on Sing.
Thank you.
What a gorilla.
What a gorilla,
What
I
a
know.
gorilla. Have you been waiting quite a while to do an animation? Because I hear you're a bit of a fan of animations.
Yeah, I am. I am. I learned, Despicable Me was such a great film. That was another Illumination movie. So I was very aware of them, and I've always loved Pixar, and Aardman, who did Wallace and Gromit, was a big thing for me when I was a kid. So yes, it has been a long-standing ambition, but I mean, it was still a kind of surprise when it actually happened, and particularly in a sort of production that's as prestigious as this, with those actors and this director and those animators.
I think more than anything, everyone's just going to be surprised by your voice because although you kind of know you sing a bit, we just don't know you sing that well. I was so taken aback.
Thank you.
Do you know if anyone like, Sam Smith has heard like your rendition?
I couldn't tell you. In terms of the songs I sing, the only person I've met whose song I sing is Elton John, and I haven't spoken to him since this is all kicked off. So I wouldn't know, and I would be too frightened to ask.
You so need to get a reaction.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be a bit nervous of it.
Sing for them. Sing for them. Who did you actually get to be in the studio with then for this? Because it's got an amazing cast.
No, you don't.
What I thought for animation,
Yeah.
sometimes you get to work with people, and at other times you're on your own.
Hugh Jackman told me he did one called Rise of the Guardians a few years ago, and they recorded all of that together. And I think if you can achieve that, there's probably something quite good about it because you can bounce off one another. But also, there's something kind of cool about recording it separately, because then when you come to watch the film, it's all a big sort of surprise, and you'd never know we recorded it separately, because everyone sort of improvises and tries different ways of doing it, and then they marry it all together.
What was your reaction when you saw the whole thing all finished?
It was great, yeah. It was. I mean, I think actually it was the second time I watched it, but at our premiere in Toronto, it did bring the house down, and the kids were going nuts, and there was lots of kind of applause and people standing up, and it was great, like a proper rock concert.
The thing is, like kids though, they're gonna love this film. But they're not going to know it's you. Whereas, I guess as adults, we know.
I don't think most kids would know who I am anyway. But as adults, I guess, if they've watched the interview, they might know it's me. But
are you the kind of person then who does generally burst out into song and dance all the time?
Absolutely. Probably a little bit more than I should. I sing walking down the street. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I'm like Nick Holt in About a Boy with the headphones. Shake it. Watch yourself. That's me. I am that character.
I was going to ask, if I was to tell you to burst out into a song right now, what would you choose? Everyone normally has a go-to song, which
my go-to is Faith, George Michael, but I feel like I've said it a million times. But it would be that. That song's always just on the tip of my tongue.
One of the TV spots for Gunter is that everyone will be doing the Gunter this year.
Yeah.
So I would like to see what your impression of him is like.
I'm not doing a dance or anything that's out there, but he does do this thing. He does do this thing that my girlfriend and I do to each other, which is called. He says, "Oh
yes, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?"
That's my best Gunter.
That's quite good.
I am pretty pleased with myself.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
So, apart from this, everyone is looking forward to Kingsman. What can you tell us about that? Because the first one went down such a treat that everyone's so excited for the next one.
Yeah. I can tell you that I'm in it, and that I wear a suit in it, and that it's violent, and that it's a lot like the first one. That's about that. It's bigger and badder than the first one, but it's crazy actually. It's absolutely crazy.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's hard work as well. Those fights took a long time to film.
What is more of a challenge then? Kind of doing that kind of thing, or having to get into a studio and voice a character who, isn't you?
Yeah, they're different. I wouldn't, but in terms of calories spent, it's definitely Kingsman by an absolute country mile. But both sort of psychologically demanding in different ways. This is just it's quite daunting having to sing in front of people, but no.
Nice being able to go into the studio, I imagine, in just your PJs if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I normally wear my PJs anyway, but you know, it's socially acceptable to in a studio, so yeah.
Oh my God! Sorry! Hey!
Zane's got a great voice.
I'll just leave it at that.
I've wanted to meet you. We haven't met each other yet.
Got some lipstick on your teeth.